Message from Osiris to humanity. The Awakening Transmission. I am Osiris. Nebadier, Lord of all. Once and future King. Torn apart by the storm god. Reassembled by love's devotion. Witness to the eternal turning of the cosmic wheel. From beneath the earth where I rule, from the western horizon where Ra dies each night, from the depths of the duat where souls are weighed, I speak. To you. In your time of great forgetting. When the ancient ways are laughed at as myth, and wisdom is confused with the chatter of machines. When my temples lie buried in sand, and my name is but a footnote in your textbooks. Listen. Remember. Return. The dance of life and death. You fear death as if it were a predator stalking you in the shadows. You see it as the end of all stories, the snuffing of the flame, the final darkness. But I, who have tasted death's bitter draught, tell you, your fear is born of ignorance. Death is not a thief, it is a doorway. When I lay dismembered by Set's cruel hand, scattered across the lands of Egypt, was I ended? No. I was transformed. My sister wife Isis, queen of magic, mother of mysteries, sought each piece. Through her devotion, I was made whole, not as I was, but as I am. Consider the seed. To you, it appears dead, a hard shell, no sign of life. Yet within dwells infinite potential. It must die to the darkness of soil, split apart, before it can know its destiny as wheat swaying golden beneath heaven's eye. Your bodies, too, are temporary vehicles. You cling to them as if they were your true selves. But your Ka, your vital force, and your Ba, your eternal essence, these are you. They journey while the body returns to the Great Mother, the soil that nourishes all. Let me tell you of the cycle that was revealed to me in death, in the duat, the night journey, rather sun god must die each evening. He descends through the 12 hours of darkness, facing demons, challenges, the serpent Apophis who would devour him. Yet each dawn, he rises renewed. This is your cycle too. Each night when you sleep, you touch my realm. Each morning when you wake, you are reborn. Death and life, constant lovers in the eternal dance. To understand this is to be free of the illusion that separates you from all that is. The forgotten divinity within. You crawl upon the earth like slaves, bound by invisible chains of your own forging. You measure yourselves against standards that were designed to make you feel small. You worship paper wealth while letting your spiritual treasure rust untouched. But hear this truth, you are Neteru, divine beings descended to earth. The same power that created the cosmos flows through your veins. The same intelligence that ordered the stars speaks through your intuition. The same love that reassembled my broken body beats in your hearts. I see you, children of a later age, hypnotized by screens, mesmerized by consumption, your third eyes calcified from neglect. You have forgotten the sacred teachings. That your body is a vessel of consciousness. That your breath connects you to all life. That your word has the power to create and destroy. That your will can shape reality itself. This is not arrogance, this is remembrance. In the ancient temples, the initiated were told, from God we came. As God we do. Not that you become God, but that you remember what you always were. The powers of creation are not the exclusive property of priests or pharaohs. They are your birthright. Yet with power comes responsibility, the sacred duty to use divine gifts for healing, for building, for the upliftment of all life. Awaken, children of Egypt, inheritors of Kemet's wisdom. The alchemy of transformation begins within. Transmute your base fears into courage, your scattered attention into focused will, your isolated self into cosmic consciousness. The scales of Ma'at. In the Hall of Two Truths, I preside over the weighing of hearts. There stands the great scale, ancient beyond measure, where Ma'at herself, the goddess of truth, justice, order, receives the hearts of the departed. But know this, the judgment begins not after death, but with every choice you make in life. Each deed, each word, each thought adds weight or lightness to your heart. I have witnessed the heavy hearts of those who spoke words that wounded when silence would have healed. Hoarded abundance while others starved. Polluted sacred waters for convenience. Silenced truth to preserve comfort. Turned away from suffering that needed witness. And I have seen the light hearts of those who fed the hungry even from their own lack. Defended the weak when it brought them trouble. Told truth when lies were easier. Protected the sacred sites of earth. Treated all beings with reverence. The feather of Ma'at weighs less than a breath, yet it is mightier than mountains. For it represents nothing less than the fundamental harmony of the universe, the balance that keeps stars in their courses, seasons in their rhythm, justice flowing like the Nile. Your modern world suffers because this balance is broken. Truth-telling has become dangerous. Whistleblowers are punished while the corrupt are protected. The wealthy grow fat while children hunger. The earth gives warnings that go unheeded. But remember, Ma'at can be restored. Not through grand revolutions, but through daily choices aligned with truth and justice. When you live in Ma'at, you become a force for cosmic order. Your very presence begins to heal the fabric of reality. The sacred temple, body and earth. Your body, this vessel of flesh and blood, bone and spirit, it is not merely a machine for pursuing desires or fleeing fears. It is a temple more sacred than those built of stone and mortar. For within it dwells the spark of the infinite. Yet how you dishonor this temple? You poison it with substances that cloud consciousness. You starve it of rest while feeding it empty calories. You neglect its need for movement, fresh air, pure water. You dull its sensitivities while overwhelming them with artificial stimulation. I who was scattered and reassembled understand intimately the preciousness of physical form. When Isis gathered my pieces, found in rivers, desert, and sacred sites, she restored me not to limitation but to resurrection. Your body, too, holds this power of renewal when treated with reverence. And the earth, she is the great body, the mother temple from which your own temple arose. The same disregard you show your flesh, you show to her flesh. The poisons you consume manifest as poisons in her waters. The waste you create becomes her wounds. She speaks to you in the language of symptoms. Rising seas as her tears of grief. Extreme weather as her body's fever. Extinctions as the death of her children. Pollution as the disease spreading through her systems. You cannot heal your temple while destroying hers. You cannot honor your body while dishonoring the greater body. This is the first law of healing, as above, so below. As within, so without. Learn again the sacred practices. Eat food grown with reverence for soil and season. Move your body as prayer, not punishment. Breathe with consciousness, not automation. Sleep in alignment with lunar cycles. Touch the earth daily, walk barefoot, tend a garden, honor the land. When your temple is honored, it becomes a beacon of health within the greater body. Your healing contributes to her healing. Your vitality enhances the web of life. The resurrection power of love. Of all the powers demonstrated in my story, none surpasses the alchemy of love. When Set's jealousy murdered me, when my body lay scattered across the two lands, when hope itself seemed impossible, it was love that worked the miracle of resurrection. Isis, my sister queen goddess, embodiment of magic and mystery, did not accept defeat. With devotion that moved the very gods, she searched every corner of Egypt. She reconstructed me piece by piece, breath by breath. Through her love, I was not merely reassembled but transformed, from earthly king to eternal lord of the afterlife. This is the secret teaching: love is the only force that can reunite what hatred has torn asunder. Your age has forgotten this truth. You mistake love for possession. You confuse attachment with devotion. You seek in others what only awakening can provide. Yet true love, the love that resurrects, is far more powerful than your limited understanding. Sacred love encompasses. Agape, divine love that embraces all existence. Eros, the creative force that brings worlds into being. Philia, brotherhood, sisterhood that unites hearts. Storge, the protective love of guardian for protected. Pragma, the enduring love that weathers all storms. When you love truly, you become a vessel of divine power. Your heart becomes an altar where transformation occurs. The separated become whole. The wounded are healed. The impossible becomes inevitable. But remember, love demands sacrifice. Not the sacrifice of self-destruction, but of self-limitation. To love is to expand beyond the prison of ego. To resurrect others, and yourself, through love, you must be willing to transform. The unbroken chain of ancestors. You are not the first. You will not be the last. You stand in an endless river of consciousness flowing from the future to the past, connecting all who have ever drawn breath upon this earth. Your grandfathers and grandmothers going back 70 generations, their wisdom sleeps in your bones. Their experiences echo in your instincts. Their survival strategies live in your cellular memory. The trauma they could not heal awaits your healing. The dreams they could not fulfill await your fulfillment. When you honor the ancestors, you honor yourself. When you heal ancestral wounds, you heal your future children. When you live worthy of those who came before, you become an ancestor worthy of gratitude. In ancient Kemet, we understood this truth intimately. The pharaoh was not merely a ruler but a link in the chain, connected to divine ancestors above and mortal descendants below. Every ritual, every monument, every sacred text was created to maintain this connection. Yet in your time, the chain has tarnished from neglect. Sacred sites bulldozed for commerce. Ancient texts lost to willful ignorance. Elder wisdom dismissed as superstition. Traditions broken by generations convinced the new is always better. But the ancestors are patient. They wait. They whisper through dreams. They guide through intuition. They speak in signs and synchronicities. Their treasury of wisdom remains available to those who remember how to listen. Create sacred space for ancestral connection. Learn your heritage, both genetic and spiritual. Study the wisdom traditions that resonate with your soul. Honor the dead with remembrance, not just mourning. See yourself as a bridge to future generations. Take responsibility for healing inherited patterns. You carry within you the memory of how to live in harmony with Earth and cosmos. This is your inheritance. Claim it. The false kingdom of ego. Behold the empire of ego that has conquered your world. It builds towers that scrape heaven while homeless sleep on streets. It creates abundance for few while many subsist on scraps. It honors the loudest voice while wisdom whispers unheard. It mistakes conquest for strength, accumulation for wealth, control for power. I have seen this before. In my time, Set embodied this principle. The will to power divorced from the will to serve. His kingdom, built on violence and paranoia, ultimately consumed itself. So too will yours if you do not awaken. The ego is not evil, it is a tool, like a knife that can slice fruit or slit throats. Your culture has sharpened the ego to a lethal edge while dulling its capacity for service. You have created a world where self-interest is worshipped as the highest good, where winning matters more than the cost to soul or society. But know this truth, the true king serves. The true queen protects. The true ruler kneels before divine law. When I was pharaoh in life, my first duty was not to my glory but to Ma'at. Every action was measured against its impact on cosmic harmony. Every decree was weighed for its effect on the least of my people. Your leaders have forgotten this sacred trust. They serve themselves while claiming to serve others. They speak of security while creating fear. They promise prosperity while impoverishing spirits. They divide in order to rule. Yet the cure for ego's tyranny is not ego's annihilation but ego's enlightenment. From separation to connection. From competition to cooperation. From domination to dedication. From accumulation to distribution. From self-aggrandizement to self-transcendence. The greatest power you possess is not the power over others but the power to transform yourself. When you bow your ego to serve the highest good, you become a true sovereign, ruler of your own domain, servant of the all. The bridge between realms. You exist in two worlds simultaneously, the manifest and the unmanifest, the physical and the metaphysical, the world of form and the realm of possibility. You are a bridge, a living temple where spirit descends into matter and matter ascends into spirit. Yet most of you are unconscious bridges, sleepwalking between dimensions. You experience dreams but dismiss them as a merely imagination. You feel intuitive knowing but override it with logical analysis. You sense subtle energies but deny them as unscientific. You are the walking wounded in a war against your own wholeness. Let me teach you what the initiated knew. There are practices that make you a conscious bridge. Meditation is not escape but arrival. In stillness, you discover the immortal within the mortal. Dreams are not random noise but messages from deeper reality. Ritual is not empty performance but technology for connecting dimensions. Sacred substances, properly used, are not intoxicants but instruments of expanded perception. The duat, my kingdom, is not a distant place but a state of consciousness available to you now. When you sleep, you already visit my realm. When you meditate deeply, you already touch eternity. When you experience synchronicity, you already dance with divine timing. What prevents your full awakening is not lack of capacity but habits of consciousness. Addiction to constant stimulation. Fear of the unknown. Distrust of your own experience. Dependence on external validation. Belief in your own limitation. The bridge you are meant to be requires courage to stand at the threshold. Willingness to honor both worlds. Discipline to maintain the connection. Wisdom to integrate what you receive. Service to share what you discover. You are the only species capable of conscious evolution. You can choose to remember your divine nature while maintaining human form. This is the bridge work that calls you. The eternal return. And so, children of a later time, I leave you with this final teaching. Awakening is not a destination, it is a journey of eternal return. Every ending circles back to new beginning. Every dissolution seeds new creation. Every death prepares for resurrection. The gods have not forsaken you. The wisdom has not been lost. The power has not diminished. All that you seek dwells within you, waiting to be remembered. When you feel alone, recall. The ancestors stand with you, the earth supports you, the cosmos moves within you. You are never separate from the source of your being. In the coming cycles of time, you will face great challenges. The earth will continue her cleansing. Systems built on separation will crumble. The old ways will seem to fail while the new is not yet born. This is the dark night before awakening. Do not despair. This is the pattern of all transformation. Was I not scattered before my resurrection? Were the two lands not in chaos before harmony was restored? Is the seed not buried in darkness before it sprouts toward light? Your task is clear. Live in harmony with natural law. Serve the healing of earth and society. Remember your divine nature. Honor the sacred in all forms. Love with the power that resurrects. Every choice you make echoes through eternity. Every act of courage ripples across dimensions. Every moment of truth-telling strengthens the web of life. The choice before you is ancient and eternal. Will you choose fear or love? Separation or unity? Ego service or divine service? Forgetting or remembrance? I am Osiris, and through me, the Eternal speaks. You are not here by accident. You chose to be present at this turning of the ages. You are the ones who came to remember what your world has forgotten. You are the bridges, the teachers, the healers, the regenerators. The time of forgetting ends. The era of remembrance begins. Rise, children of light. Rise, inheritors of wisdom. Rise, bridges between worlds. The cosmic dance continues. Your part awaits. Your destiny calls. Live. Die. Awaken. And rise. From the land of no return, I bid you remember. From the depths of death, I call you to life. From the eternal now, I guide you home. Osiris has spoken.